Hi, my name is Chris Baker with Baker DMM. This is our Video Digest newsletter. Topic of today's newsletter is going to be signs your elderly parent needs a daily money manager. And before I jump into our discussion, I'll read you a statistic. And it states that how criminals steal $37 billion a year from America's elderly. Telephone pitchers, online scammers, and even family members target the most vulnerable among us. And it's about to get worse. And that was from an article on Bloomberg.com written by a guy by the name of Nick Leiber. And I thought it was a great way to lead into what we want to talk about today. And it's as the title of the video states, what are some symptoms and signs that you could look for your elderly parent or maybe even grandparent? You know, symptoms that could be happening to them where it might lead you to believe or lead you to recommend to them to use a service or a company such as a Baker DMM from a financial professional that can provide daily money management services. Because as I just read off from Nick Leiber's, the title to his article, it's a huge problem, and it truly is really only getting worse. If you're watching this video, you might already know that every day for the next, I think it's 10 or 20 years, there are going to be people turning 65, 10,000 people a day. It's a staggering number. $40 billion a year is lost to mismanagement of money and financial fraud and elder exploitation. And that number could be even much higher. If you, depending on what reports and studies you read, sometimes you just can't get a really good, accurate number on that. But that's what they think it is now. And it could be a problem that's really underreported. And I can tell you right now, from the clients that we've worked with over the last few years, we've been in business for over 6 years, and with the elderly people that I've worked with through our company, Baker DMM, in our community in the Atlanta, Georgia area, I would say that the abuse rate, it's almost, if not 100% on every single one of our clients that we've worked with. And some of the symptoms that you can look for, and some of these, it's not rocket science, and some of it's just going to be pretty, easy to pick up on. But it's just like with anything, it's good to have refreshers and be reminded, just in case sometimes we might forget or just not always be thinking about certain things that people need help with. But of course, physical or cognitive impairments, that could be, physical impairment could be arthritis, it could be vision issues, having difficulty seeing. Cognitive impairments, of course, your dementia, that's always a problem. There's also different types of cognitive impairment that's not necessarily a dementia, where people, it's really what they call in kind of in the medical and field would be more decreased financial capacity, to where these individuals, they meet with you, they can hang out with you, otherwise they're really healthy. Grandma or mom gets dressed and she socializes and she hangs out, but she's older, and just for some people that are going through aging, just like our body physically can to decline or deteriorate, so could our mental acuity and sharpness, and our ability to look at a financial deal or a financial transaction or something, piece of information that's presented to us, and to be able to read through it and in our mind, be able to think through it and say, okay, this is probably too good to be true, or this is not accurate, or this is a scam and I'm getting taken advantage of, or I'm going to get ripped off. And that's what they mean by decreased financial capacity. In some cases, that can happen. They could be healthy in all other regards, but the elder might suffer from that issue. So those are some areas where you might you could pick up on through your conversations and just discussing everyday things with your loved one. Another area is if that person has been affected by a scam of any sort or any kind. If they're aging, maybe they thought they got a piece of mail and it was, oh yeah, you won the lottery, and it's in Africa or Asia or Europe or South America, some other random country, and that person, the elder, paid money to play in the lottery or to win the sweepstakes. Any type of scam. I mean, and there's a ton of different scams out there. Way many more than we could talk about in this video. But anytime someone's been affected by any sort of scam. That's another dead giveaway that these people need an extra set of eyes and ears monitoring their finances with them to help protect them and their money. Another area of concern that I think could be very noticeable, or if you're paying attention, is when you go to visit these people, are they regularly reviewing and checking on their mail? I was just at a client's house the other day. This woman's 93. She's as sweet as can be and just a wonderful person, but she has a lot of a little bit of clutter and paperwork and mail, and people get bombarded by all sorts of things. If you're older, it's traditional snail mail. Of course, your TV. You're getting bombarded by advertisements, and everybody's trying to get in your pocket. If we're younger, now it's digital and our emails and our computers and our iPads and our phones. You're just getting bombarded left and right by advertisements and solicitations all the time, no matter what age we are. But particularly for older people, they get these things, and again, they're slowing down a little bit. They might not be as on top of things as they once were, just due to natural aging, or it could be something more serious, as a physical or cognitive impairment. But if they're not regularly reviewing their mail and kind of weeding through it, throwing out things, getting rid of what they don't need, focusing on what they do need, and then even more importantly, are they making all their payments on time? Are you noticing, that they're late on their bill payments? Are you seeing mail that's coming in saying, hey, your service is going to get cut off, or we're going to kick you out or evict you, or we're going to take the car, or we're going to cut off whatever service we're providing you? If you're seeing these kind of notices, or maybe you're looking at a bank statement and you're seeing that there's overdraft charges or bank fees from the financial institution because they're timing their cash inflows and outflows. They're not making accurate and timely bill payments. So therefore, they're getting penalized with these fees. Anytime you see any of these things, that's again another warning sign, another symptom to where this person could benefit from a company like a Baker DMM, a financial professional like a CPA, and collectively providing daily money management services. Doing things like bookkeeping and giving financial advice and vendor management and paying bills and reviewing mail and monitoring financial accounts. These are all things that can help these people, protect them from being taken advantage of. And in some cases, if you go through this article on Bloomberg, losing tens and thousands of dollars or hundreds of thousands of dollars. And if you search around, you're bound to find plenty of cases where people have lost everything because they weren't getting the right help and they weren't checking their accounts. And for whatever reason, they lost everything. And as the article states, there's plenty of studies that, and this does happen, it affects everybody in society. It affects not only the elder and the person losing all the money, of course it affects them, but it affects their loved ones and their families, because now their financial burden goes to the family members. And then if the family members have a hard time paying it, or if there are no family members, well, then it goes to the government. So then the government takes care of these people. So it's a lose-lose all around, because if these people get taken advantage of, then the loved ones are taken over. And if they're not doing it, the government's taken over. And then who pays the government? The taxpayers. So in the end, even if you don't have a loved one, it benefits everybody to protect these people and protect their finances, because in the end, it's either going to be a burden directly on the family or the government. So hopefully you found these pieces of information interesting and helpful. If you did, please feel free to share with your family or friends, whoever you think might benefit from viewing the information. If you ever have a question you'd like for me to answer directly in one of our newsletters, the easiest way is to go to our website, www.bakerdmm.com. Scroll to the bottom, enter your information, write a few sentences, and I'll try to answer your question in one of our upcoming newsletters. If you ever like to get my help personally directly, again, go to our website, www.bakerdmm.com. At the top of the page, you'll find our phone number as well as a request an appointment button. And if you scroll to the bottom, you can book a direct phone consulting session if you click on the PayPal button. And with any of these options, I'll be in touch with you in 24 to 48 hours to schedule our appointment. And until then, I will talk to you all soon.